Quadratic formula is another way to solve quadratic equation. So we've discussed already how to get or to solve for quadratic equation by factoring, by graphing, by finding the square root, and by completing the squares. So this time we're going to discuss how to apply quadratic formula to solve for the quadratic equations. Okay, so let us have, what is a quadratic formula? Quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this is our formula. Okay, so you have to memorize this. X equals to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now this a, b, and c that you see in the formula are actually the value of your a, b, and c in your standard form equation. Okay, so let's say you have x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0. A, b, and c are actually the following. We've discussed this already. This is just a review. So your a here is the coefficient of x squared, right? So coefficient of x squared is your a, which is 1, right? The b is the coefficient of x, so in this case your b is 3, and c is your number term or constant term, which is negative 4. Okay, now if you have x squared plus 4x equals negative 5, now before you identify the value of your a, b, and c, make sure that it is in standard form or equal to 0. Okay, so to make this equal to 0, you add both sides by 5, right? So x squared plus 4x plus 5 equals, this is already 0, so equal to 0. Or you can just simply move negative 5x on the left side and change the sign. So your a is 1, your b is 4, and your c is 5. Okay, so to solve quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula, all you have to do is to follow the given formula. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so this is again the formula. We will just simply follow that formula. So let's say you have x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. The first thing that you need to do is to identify your a, b, and c. Your a is 1. If you don't have a number there, that means it's 1. It's not 0, it's 1. B is 5, and your c is 6. Now after identifying the value of your a, b, and c, you are going to plug in or replace your a, b, and c in the formula by the given value of your a, b, and c. So let me write down first the formula. X is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, now let's plug in the value for a, b, and c. Your b here is 5. It says negative b, so you have to get the opposite sign of the value of your b. So if it's negative, make it positive. If it's positive, make it negative. So if this is positive, it will be negative 5 plus minus the square root of b is 5 again, square minus 4 times 1 times 6 all over 2 times 1. Alright, so we've already plugged in all the values of your a, b, and c. Okay, now the next step is to perform the operation inside. Perform the expressions inside the radical symbol. Okay, so this will become negative 5 plus minus 5 squared is 25. Then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 times 6, that is negative 24. All over 2 times 1 is 2. Right? So that will be negative 5 plus minus the square root of 25 minus 24 is 1. All over 2. Right? So that will become negative 5 plus minus, what is the square root of 1? That is plus minus 1 all over 2. Now here you have two values for x, one positive and one negative. So we have to split that. That is negative 5 plus 1 over 2. This is x. And x is equal to negative 5 minus 1 all over 2. So we just created two equations for x. Okay, so this is x equals negative 5 plus minus 1 over 2. Since your 1 is positive and negative, you have to split that. Make an equation for x for a positive 1 and 1 for negative 1. So this is negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4 over 2. X is negative 2. Because negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Right? Now let's do that also with the other equations. So that will be negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6 over 2. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So the solutions are negative 2, negative 3. Right? Let's have the next one. 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. The first thing that you need to do is to identify your A, B, and C. Your A is 3. Your B is negative 4, sorry, you don't include x. C is 1, right? And then the formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, then we are going to plug in your a, b, and c to the formula. Negative b, so opposite of b. If it's negative, make it a positive, so that will be 4 plus minus the square root of b is negative 4 square minus 4 times 3 times 1, right? This is your a and this is your c, all over 2 times 3. Okay, your a is 3. Okay, now let's solve. Let's start with the expression inside the radical symbol. So just copy 4 plus minus. Negative 4 squared is positive 16. Because negative times negative is positive. Minus 4 times 3 is negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 times positive 1 is negative 12. All over 2 times 3 is 6. Right? Now 4 plus minus square root of 16 minus 12 is 4 all over 6. Now here you have to get the square root of 4. So x is equal to 4 plus minus the square root of 4 is 2 all over 6. Right? Now here you have two values for 2, one positive and one negative. So we have to create two equations for x. X is equal to 4 plus 2 for positive 2 all over 6. And the other one is x is equal to 4 minus 2 all over 6. Okay, we're doing this because we are splitting the two values for 2, one positive and one negative. So x is equal to 4 plus 2 is 6 over 6. X is equal to 1. And then x is equal to 4 minus 2 is 2 all over 6. And what is 2 over 6? That is 1/3. Okay, so the solutions are 1/3 and 1. Okay, now if you do not know how to get the square root, or you are not confident, just use the calculator to solve them one by one. Okay, let's have the last one. 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. So we are going to solve or find the value for A, B, and C. Your A is 4, your B is 12, and your C is 9. Right? And now the quadratic equation is 4x, the quadratic formula, quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, and then we are going to plug in or substitute all the values of your a, b, and c. So your b is, this is negative b, that means opposite of b. Your b is positive 12, make it negative 12, plus minus the square root of b is 12 square minus 4 times your a is 4 times 9, right, over 2 times 4. And then we are going to solve first the expression inside the radical symbol. So negative 12 plus minus the square root of 12 squared is 144. Okay, wait. 144. And then 4 times 4 is 16 times 9, that is also 144. You can use the calculator if the number is big. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so negative 12 plus minus the square root of 144 minus 144 is 0, all over 8. And what is the square root of 0? It's 0. So you can just cancel that, so negative 12 over 8. Okay, so therefore your x is equal to negative 12 over 8 is negative 3 halves. Okay, so you only have one value for x, negative 3 halves. Okay, again, just go back. After watching this video, you can actually rewatch this from the beginning, and for each number you can solve them first before you continue and find if your answers are correct for each number for your practice. Okay, so you just do them one by one and check your final answer if you have the same answer. Okay, memorize the quadratic formula.